They don't ask questions like, hey, where's all the missing brass in the hotel room? That thought never occurs to them because they don't even know that rifles eject brass. That's how illiterate they are in the media. Nevertheless, for the FBI to be correct, Stephen Paddock would have to be a magical man. And that's why I've listed this, the FBI, the Magic Gunman Theory. Can you see that? Is that even on the screen? The Magic Gunman Theory, promoted by the FBI, supposes that Stephen Paddock fires rounds from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay and then teleports himself, i.e. he's a mutant in the X-Men, to another location 250 yards away, fires rifle rounds from that location, and then he teleports back to the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, shoots himself in the head to be discovered by police. This is the FBI's theory. You would talk about a lunatic conspiracy theory. That's the FBI's official story. It's nonsense, of course. In reality, because we don't believe in teleportation, right? You don't think there are actually X-Men out there who can teleport, do you? Or Stephen Paddock, maybe he's got magic. Maybe he's Gandalf the Wizard and he can change the laws of physics and speed up his rifle report to catch up with the bullets that he fired. You think he can do that? Because for this number to be true, he would have to increase the speed of sound or slow his bullets using, I don't know, matrix powers or whatever. That's nonsense. In truth, in reality, what is really going on is that there are two different shooters at two different locations. Shooter number one is here at Mandalay Bay, which is why there's a 0.559 second gap, lag, between the bullets hitting the pavement and the sound of his rifle. And there's a second shooter somewhere around here in one of these buildings, probably in Oasis Apartments or on the dirt mound or on the roof of the AM/PM. Or there's even an elevated billboard right here. Maybe he was up on the billboard stand shooting from there. Who knows? Maybe he was in the Roman Catholic shrine. Maybe he was in this empty parking lot over here. But he was within 250 to 275 yards. That shooter was shooting as well. And that shooter has now been erased from reality by the FBI and the mainstream media that wants you to believe the Magic Gunman Theory, the Magic Lone Gunman Theory. So I offer this to the FBI in a sense of goodwill. You know, I'm a patriot. I don't want to see my fellow Americans gunned down. I want to catch this bad guy and the others who aided him just as much as you do. I mean, people in the crowd were reporting multiple shooters. The police radios were reporting multiple shooters. There are eyewitnesses. There's a woman that called the Michael Savage show and said, hey, there was somebody on the ground that was moving toward us. And you can hear that on michaelsavage.com. There's so many eyewitnesses who were reporting a second shooter that it would be insane to dismiss them all. I mean, I've heard explanations, oh, there's echoes. Well, guess what? This acoustic analysis eliminates just echoes. This is a timing issue. If you believe in the speed of sound and the laws of physics, you have to understand there's a second shooter within 250 to 275 yards away. So this is solid forensic acoustic evidence. And since, I mean, a lot of law enforcement organizations aren't familiar with how to do this, I'm willing to volunteer my time to help them understand this. I'll help the sheriff's office or the Las Vegas PD, or I'll even help the FBI in this case. I'll walk you through this. I'll teach you how to do this. I'll show you the waveforms in the software. I'll show you how to do this analysis if you're really seriously interested. But, you know, don't waste my time. If you're sitting there talking about, oh, there's just one lone gunman and he's a teleporter who can violate the laws of physics, then, you know, I'm not going to waste my time and walk you through this because you're not going to take it seriously. If you really want to catch the shooters, the multiple shooters, and get to the bottom of this, you got to first honor the laws of physics. You got to understand the math. You got to understand ballistics. You got to understand speed of sound. You got to take a closer look at the audio files. The signals are there. You know, it's not just noise. The signals are there. I can show you how to extract those signals out of that noise and get to this conclusion. So that's my goal. That's my aim. I want to catch this bad guy and those who are helping him as much as you do. I want to catch this second shooter. You know, this guy's dead. What about shooter 2? And was there a third shooter or a fourth shooter? We don't know. But I know for sure there was at least a second shooter. We need to find out who that is, right? It's the only way to honor those who were killed here, all the innocent people killed here. You're going to dishonor them and eliminate any possibility of a second shooter because of a political narrative being pushed by the FBI? That dishonors all the wounded and all the dead. We need to get to the bottom of this, and we need to use good science to do this. And speaking of science, by the way, you know, I put this whole thing together in about, I think, 3 hours. This is not that difficult to put together. If I had the resources of an FBI investigations team, I could pinpoint where that shooter is coming from. The FBI has the resources to do this, and I'm just one guy. I got this far by myself on a Sunday afternoon. The FBI could take this the rest of the way, and they could nail the actual location of the second shooter if they had the political willingness to do that. So that's my analysis. I offer this in the interest of helping to catch the actual perpetrators of this heinous crime. We want to get to the bottom of this. We want America to be safe again. We want to be able to attend concerts without being shot at. And so we need to look at all the data, as I have done here, and not just dismiss whatever you don't like because you're the FBI and you have a political narrative to pursue. That doesn't fly in America anymore. Sorry, folks, doesn't fly. You know, we citizens, the independent scientists, independent media publishers, you know, firearms enthusiasts on our own, you know, we're not stupid people. We can figure this stuff out. We understand ballistics. We understand math. We can do acoustic analysis. We can look at maps. We can pull all this together. We can do the work of like an entire investigations team in Washington, which is usually highly inefficient, wastes a lot of time and money. But we can do this very quickly because, you know, we're citizens who really are compassionate about this. We want to use our knowledge and our good science to get to the bottom of this. So that's what this is all about. You can help me in this. Share this video, get it out to as many people as possible. Analyze this. Are there other shooting positions that I missed here? There might be. What else is 250 to 275 yards away from ground zero? You tell me. You might find something that I missed. Is there any evidence of bullets going in a different direction? If he was shooting from the Oasis Apartments, bullets would have been shooting to the northwest. That would have lodged certain bullets in property on the northeast corner of the Luxor. So you would want to look there and see if you could find bullets. Bullets, not brass, but bullets, expended bullets stuck in things on that corner. That would tell you that a shooter was here at the Oasis Apartments, wouldn't it? So you just got to follow the laws of physics. Or what about, are there bullets found on this construction site here or some of the buildings at this location? Because that would tell you that the shooter might have been shooting from the roof of the AM/PM convenience store, right? So just follow this. I mean, do the math, use logic, use physics. We can get to the bottom of this if we work together. We, the independent media, are the only ones asking real questions about this at this point. The mainstream media, you know, not only are they illiterate when it comes to math and physics and firearms, they're ordered what to say every day. They don't do any actual journalism anymore. They're not investigative journalists. They're puppets and prostitutes for the official narrative. And that official narrative is an absolute lie. So help us conduct this investigation, you know, and check out naturalnews.com and check out shootings.news. Some of the other great websites out there covering this are Gateway Pundit, SGT Report, you know, The Daily Sheeple, and others. A lot of people covering this. So support the independent media, support our analysis, share this video everywhere, and add to it. Let's see what we can find out. Let's see if we can bust apart the fake narrative of the FBI, or maybe help law enforcement find more evidence that they can follow up as leads and get to the actual shooting team that was responsible for this heinous crime. That's all I ask. That's all I want, is to get to the bottom of this. But thank you for watching. Mike Adams here, the Health Ranger, editor of naturalnews.com, as well as publisher of shootings.news. I thank you for your attention. Hope this all makes sense. Take care.